Hello students, in our last video we have explained about the characters, traits, heredity and evolution. Now I have told you to write down some important terms. These are the important terms. I hope all of you have written. First term is chromosome. What is a chromosome? It is a thread-like structure in the nucleus of a cell formed of DNA which carries the gene. So chromosome means it is a thread-like structure. It is a thread-like structure. Where it is present? It is present in the nucleus of cell. It is present in the nucleus of cell and it is formed of DNA. It is formed by DNA. Means chromosome is found inside the DNA and DNA is found in the cell and DNA is found in the nucleus and nucleus is found in the cell. So the chromosome is a thread-like structure in the nucleus of the cell formed of DNA which carries the gene, which carries the genetic material or gene. Gene is the genetic material or the information which is taken from one generation to the other generation, that is carried by a gene. Now what is gene? It is a unit of DNA on chromosome which governs the synthesis of one protein that control a specific character of an organism. Genes are actually units of heredity which transfer characteristics from parents to their offspring during reproduction. So gene means it is the DNA. It is a unit of DNA. Gene is a unit of DNA which carries the characteristics or traits from one generation to another, Now dominant gene and recessive gene. Dominant word means, this word dominant represent the successiveness, means it is the superior character. Dominant means superior, recessive means inferior. Dominant, you can see there, dominant, you can see recessive. Dominant means it is superior. See the definition: the gene which decides the appearance of an organism even in the presence of an alternative contrasting gene is known as dominant gene. It is represented by a capital T. For example, if I will tell you about dominant gene means, for example, your two persons are present here and both are giving two different command to you, but you have listened one person command. Maybe the person, there are various reasons that person command why you will listen. Maybe he is giving you the right command, or maybe he is more powerful than the other person. It may be the chances. Or for example, if you will take two colors, one is red color and another is white color, and if you will mix both the color, and you will see that red color is came out, or red and yellow if you will mix, you will see that red color will show more, because red is a dominant color. Red is more superior. Red is a superior color. So like this, these are the example I have said. This is not a true event, I have just said an example. So dominant means the person who is dominating, the person who is superior, the character which is superior. Whatever the characters are coming on your body, for example, you are fair in color. Fair means your fairness is dominant. Your hair is black in color, that means your black color hair, black color gene that has came from your parent, this black color is dominant. And recessive, the gene which decide the appearance of an organism only in the presence of another identical gene, is called recessive gene. It is represented by the corresponding smaller letter. For example, we are giving gene in two colors, in two symbols. I will show you these two symbols. Recessive means the two symbols, the two letters should be same, then only the recessive color will come, recessiveness will come, otherwise the recessiveness will not come. After this explanation of these terms, I will show you on a page what is dominant, what is recessive, how we are representing it on a copy. Now go to the next topic, that is genotype. It is the description of gene present in an organism. Genotype means it is the description of a gene, the type of a gene, that is what you are describing, the description of a gene present in an organism. Phenotype means it is the characteristics which is visible to an organism. Genotype means the description and phenotype means the appearance. Now first filial generation or F1 generation, when two parents cross to produce offspring, their offspring is called first filial generation or F1 generation. When two parents are crossed together and they produce offspring, then this offspring is known as, for example, your father and your mother, you have came from your father and mother, then you are the first filial generation. And second filial generation means second filial generation when the first generation offspring cross among themselves to produce second generation offspring. This offspring is called second filial generation. For example, from father and mother you have came, then in your level when you will cross with somebody else, then a new generation will come. That generation is known as second filial generation. In plants, for example, two plants I have taken. From these two plants I have taken four plants, and these four plants if I will cross among itself, then it is known as second filial generation. I am showing you each and every terms practically on a paper. Just right now go to the paper, I will show you. So as I have told you that we are going to explain dominant gene and recessive gene. Dominant gene. Dominant gene. What is dominant gene and what is recessive gene? Recessive gene. So dominant gene which is superior, and recessive is inferior. Recessive is inferior. So superior and inferior, the dominant is denoted by capital letter, and inferior is denoted by small letter, that is small t or capital T, or small a, there is capital A, there is small a, or capital letter, small letter. If I am representing the height of any object, for example tallness, then tallness, dominantness, tall is, if it is tall, then capital T I will give, that is dominant gene, it is tall. If it is short, then recessive is small t will be the recessive gene. This small t will give you the recessive one, and capital T will give you the dominant nature. Now how you will understand that when dominant will come, when recessive will come? For example, I have taken a pure tall plant. If it is pure tall, then only dominant gene will be there. If it is impure tall, then impure tall means in its body the recessiveness is there, the smallness is there, but it is showing only tall nature. If it is small, then there is no confusion that every time it should be small t, because small t, the recessive gene, will only show up only if both the nature are present, because we know that our DNA is double stranded. It is two strands are always there. It is always in pair. Our cells are always in pair. So whenever the gene we will write, if you will write the genotype, if you will write any time, then it should be in pair. So if you will write in pair, then pure tall, if a plant is tall, fully tall, and there is no confusion that it should be small, or no gene is there, it is small, then every time you will write capital T. If some impureness is there, then capital T, small t, and if it is small, then every time it should be small. That time you will write inferiorness, that is the dominantness and the recessiveness. Genotype and phenotype. Genotype means this is the capital T you have written. The gene is tall, so the plant will be tall. Here see capital T, small t. Small t is there, recessiveness is there, but it is not showing. Why? Capitalness is there. See here, both capital T and small t is there, but the plant is tall. Why? Because the dominant gene is there. The dominant gene will only show itself, and the other one will not show itself. So the other one will not show it, and the capitalness will come. And smallness, here the recessiveness, it is always small. So the appearance is the phenotype. Appearance is the phenotype, and genotype means the nature, what is present inside. F1 generation and F2 generation, first filial generation and second filial generation. For example, you have taken a pure tall tree and a impure tall tree. You have crossed among themselves, then what will come? What will be the outcome? Capital T, small t, capital T, small t. But here you see all are tall plant, all are tall. Dominant gene is there, always dominant gene is there. Here see recessive gene is there, but capital T is there, so capital T will show. All are tall. But from here, if I will take these two plant or any two, if I will take these two plant, this one or this one, these two, capital T, small t, capital T,
small t. And if I cross among themselves, you just see capital T, one tall plant came, capital T, small t, one. This plant will come, another capital T, small t will come, and another one you see, small t will come. Small t will come. So this is a small plant. This is a dwarf plant, and these all are tall plant, and this one is dwarf plant. This one is dwarf plant, small plant. Small plant, why? Because see here the genotype is capital T small t, but here phenotype is tall, here also phenotype is tall. Here it is tall plant, phenotype means its physical appearance. Physical appearance is tall, here also tall. But here they are not showing the gene. In the first filial generation, that is this one is the F1 generation, this one is F1 generation, and this one is F2 generation. This one is F2 and this one is F1 generation. In F1 generation, all plants are tall, but in F2 generation, in second filial generation, one plant came as dwarf. So this is F1 and F2 generation. So I hope you have understood. If you have not understood, you can contact me or you can arrange a live session. Thank you.